He's killing it.
Activated dormant genes, I'm immortal, G-O-D over deity. Knowledge itself is the only way that you gon' understand everything is me. Vibing so high on this frequency, facing my demons, defeated one recently. My purpose never done until all the chosen get it. Ay, baby, so it's really GMO modified for the government. Ay, batteries for the system don't get sucked in. Ay, no fear, false evidence appearing real. Ay, walking on water like Jesus and Peter, I tell you how I feel. I feel that we got. I'm grateful. This was my song when it came out. Y'all remember this? That we got for the past year. Ay, no mind control over here, cut the strings from the puppeteer. And I gotta keep my morals with me. In the heart of the jungle, I left the city. Yeah, my actions convict you, you know you guilty. When I left Babylon, and I did it swiftly. Ay, working for the devil every day, dumb, deaf, and blind. Ay, metal technology in your full modified minds. Ay, everything one just in fragments. I had to let go attachments, let me absent. Ay, growing, not going, I'm stagnant. I'm a yacht, I keep it balanced. My chief give me love and compassion, give it back through all my actions. Hey, I got the wisdom to help you get out of your prison. I'm living like ain't no division, the cell in the body you got when I'm spitting out loud. Arm, leg, arm, head. G's on fleek, I spread. I'm like years ahead. Let the dead bury the dead. Activated dormant genes, I'm immortal, G-O-D over deity. Knowledge itself is the only way that you gon' understand everything is me. Vibing so high on this frequency, facing my demons, defeated one recently. Gotta love myself, cause my generation need it. Ay, ask me where I'm from, I come from the sun, nigga. My purpose never done until all the chosen get it. Ay, baby, so it's really GMO modified for the government. Ay, batteries for the system don't get sucked in. I be like, fuck the system, I don't work for no money. If it ain't about MODs or 3 cities, nigga, yeah, I don't trust it, ayy. Because I love myself, I'm not bluffing, ayy. Shout out my chief, you the realest on planet. You can't trust me. So, peace, guys, peace, guys. So Baba didn't go live, right? I thought I missed it. No, he went live this morning, but he hasn't went live. Unless I missed some. Thanks for the background. Peace, Empress. Peace, LA. Peace, everyone. So, I'm thankful. Make sure you follow. Don't end up making a new page. See, I'm trying to be able to record this so I can put it on YouTube, but without any like problems. So I'm still gonna go live on Instagram and just talk a little bit. Yes, that song is what's up. Let me show you. It's Immortal Pice Deity on Nature Boy TV. They have a music video to it as well. So if you want to check it out, it's really good, really knowledgeable. It's one of the first songs I heard that really got me, of course, shining bright. But this is one of the first songs I heard that really just sparked my mind because the words, shining bright, touched my soul. So let me just go live on Instagram. Oh shit! How's everyone doing? We're gonna talk about loving yourselves. We're gonna talk about loving yourselves. I was just on a live with someone, and maybe they can come through because they were asking questions about how you can apply the knowledge if you're in Babylon, or what can you do? Like it was a certain way that she asked it, and I wanted to definitely go deeper with her, but the live cut off. So. Empress, before I even came into spirituality, um, I was building with my own type of people. I didn't understand that we weren't on the same frequency. I was always telling girls, because I managed models and stuff, so I wanted everybody to live together and live with me in the house. I was gonna live kind of separate, but anyways, it was like a village, a tribe of models and dancers, and we were about getting money and stuff. And when I came into the knowledge, I just realized so much more. And yes, I was on my way to doing certain things like that, but I realized, like, as women, we need a man, we need a chief, we need a leader, and you can like we as beings we can adapt to like certain things. So women today are like, oh, um, I can do what you do as a man. They'll be like, let me just start this live now. Because I swear, when I get on here, I start talking, and then it's like, damn, I done missed it. Didn't even get to record it, so maybe somebody else wanted to hear it. You know? Maybe somebody else needs to hear this to be able to help them in their life. So, peace, peace. So there is basically like a feminist movement that right now a lot of people are, women are just like, and there it goes deeper than what I'm gonna explain. We know there's many ways to look at this stuff, but it's like the feminist movement would be like, oh, woman, I can do the same thing that the man does. I can build a house too. I can go in the army too. I can play football too. Um, as human beings, we can do that, but we have to look at what is best for ourselves. Like what is best for your anatomy and how you was created. So a lot of women like to compare themselves to a man because they feel, I guess, powerless or something as being a woman. But if you look deeper, you are as powerful as a man. Like we are both powerful in our own ways. So we have to look at that and realize, our power. Instead of trying to be a man, why don't you embrace your power as a woman? Because if we look into society now, a lot of women are trying to be like the man, and they're taking their power out of the household, out of the community, to try to be something that they're truly are not. So I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking in general. I talk to spirits and souls. So in the tribe, as I talk in the men will come universe. No, this is something I've been going back and forth with myself about. Like, I actually, I'm in this live. I'm not gonna get deep into that, but on and not talking about myself, but as a woman, if the man that you are learning from, that's guiding you, if that person you may for some reason feel like is not the one, then I would say, yeah, continue to build. You're supposed to focus on your mission and your purpose, and everything else will be added on to you. And yes, and just a woman knowing that you need a man. Like, you can do things on your own, but is it to your best? And this still goes into loving yourselves and giving yourselves the best. Like, you can eat all the bullshit you want in life, but is it the best for you? You can live as a melanated person. You can live in the snow. You can live in. I found out that dang, why I forget it. It's a place on this earth. I don't think it's Canada. I don't forgot. Hopefully, the guy will come in. But it's a place on this earth. Y'all probably know that don't have sun for 9 months. And the guy came in and told me about it. I don't know why I'm forgetting. But he told me about it, and he's melanated. So it's like we adapt to our environment. As cells, we are made up of a lot of cells. That's why it's very important to understand cells and what are cells scientifically. And we can adapt to an environment. We can adapt to a way of life. But is that the best way of life for you? Is it most conducive for you? Is it scientifically righteous or right? Yeah, the universe definitely knows what's best for you, but you gotta know that. You gotta know that. Yeah, I know you. We taught that, and we understand that we need a man. So you gotta know that the universe is always gonna send you what you need. But if you're not working on yourself continuously, trying to be the best that you can be, loving yourself, knowing yourself, and focus on your mission, your purpose in life, and you might be sidetracked and start focus on things that are not for you, that not for you. Focus on things that you may want or desire. The universe is going to send you something that you may think you desire in order to show you that you're not loving yourself. If that makes sense. It's basically like we as humans, we are here to, it's a journey of self-reflection. We have to become whole within ourselves. Period. Like we have to come whole within ourselves. So we're it's like this. I'm thankful. Only okay. So it's like this. You want to come whole, right? Filled within yourself, within your own self. And we have grown up in a society that is not conducive to our nature. It's an unnatural environment. It's an unnatural way of life. And Alaska, that's right. So somebody came on Instagram. Alaska. Alaska is like don't have sun for 9 months. As a melanated person, you if you know yourself from like scientific level, then you will know that you need sun in order to feed your melanin. And even I ain't gonna get on that. But it's basically like so you can go and live there, you can survive there, you can adapt to that environment better for you. So, what I'm saying is, you want to become whole within yourself as your own being, understanding that you are everything, anyways. Once you know this, you also have to come into your ego and become whole within that ego. We are all pieces of the all, and it's our responsibility to become whole so that we can give that to humanity. If we are believing and acting as something that is truly not us authentically, then we're not really giving humanity what it needs. So it's like being something that you're not. Like, how can you help somebody if you don't even know who you are? So you want to become whole within yourself. This is the focus on loving yourself, understanding yourself. If you grew up in America, it's going to be certain things that is voids and certain things that you have been misguided in life. And so for one, there's like holes in your wholeness. And it's your responsibility to fill those holes and become whole within yourself. When you become whole within yourself, then the universe is still going to be sending you things. But if you're focused on your goals, becoming whole within yourself and loving yourself, the universe is not going to have to send you these little desires to make lessons out of those. So, and this is something I caught myself personally, I caught myself in doing, like asking the universe, knowing that scientifically, naturally, I need a man, And I was sitting there like, oh, I want this type, and I want that type of this person to do this for me, and if he just like, sees this in me and all this stuff, and ultimately, when I looked deeper, I was asking for someone else to come in and help me become whole within myself. And all the universe is going to do when you're not whole within yourself is send you people that are going to show you that you're not loving yourself. Peace, everyone. Best peace to the sweetest rock cat greetings. Mariko, yes, I'm out. We are leaders. Okay, that's a fact. That is a fact. So today I want to talk about, and we'll continue to teach and proclaim and uplift the people, God. That's a fact, Empress. So I'm not sure if I forget if you had a question or not. But at the end of the day, I want to talk about loving yourselves, knowing that we are made up of trillions of cells, and it's our job to give ourselves the best. Our cells look at us as the leader. And scientifically, if you understand, we ourselves don't vibrate higher than our thoughts. So it's very important to have understanding of how you think so that you can guide yourselves in the right direction. So it's not always about they're like contingent upon our environment. And environment doesn't always have to do with the space around you. It's also your thoughts. It's also the food that you eat. Peace. It's also the food that you eat, the people that you engage with.
the things that you're in communion with, in constant communication with. So these things, you don't have to come on here and promote your stuff, you know. Anyways, these things are what's very important, and we have to really look deeper into that and figure it out, like, what's best for us, you know, what is best for you. So, the girl I was talking to earlier, hopefully she would come on. She was saying that, she wants to be able to, stay in the environment that she knows is not all the way right for her because of the things that she has already invested into that environment. And sometimes that happens even in the hood. People will be like, well, I'm just going to stay in this environment because this is all I know. Well, that's going to keep you there. Once you start understanding yourself and giving yourselves the best, then you would be able to, okay, I see you. Then you would be able to think on a higher vibrations. It's like, okay, what can I do to change my lifestyle? Looking within yourself, what can you do to change? And it's not always like, okay, you can look outside of you, but once you look into yourself and be like, I'm gonna give myself the I'm gonna start eating better. You know what? I'm gonna stop talking to these motherfuckers that's giving me negative thoughts, negative vibrations. I'm just gonna stop talking to them. I'm only gonna engage in things that are conducive to who I am, that add on to me, that serve me. And I don't mean serve you like a slave or anything. I mean serve you as your higher self, your higher thoughts. I'm only gonna watch things, and we have to be very careful because the environment that we are in gives us so many distractions. Now, I should be looking at this camera because hopefully this is gonna save. But the environment that we are in gives us a lot of distractions. So we have to understand it. Like when you're riding down the street, you are being distracted by a lot of things. And not only that, we've been distracted since birth, since before birth. So it's like a lot of the cartoons that we are been fed as a child, a lot of the rituals that we do, these are all programming us to think a certain way. So we have to just become conscious. We have to understand the subconscious and the conscious mind. It's like our subconscious is ruled by the majority. I wouldn't give it a percentage because I really don't like we don't. I mean I can't say a percentage because everybody is different. Some people are more conscious than other people. Right? Just going off of their program in life, not their authentic program, but the program that's been given to them. And it happens through our surroundings, through the food that we eat, through the people that we engage with. So this would be the first thing, and the person was asking me like, what can they do in the system or whatever. It's like for one, she was saying that she can't get out of the system into a better environment. So I would change that mindset. I wouldn't say that you can't do anything. You can do anything. Anything is possible. So I would just keep a healthy perspective on things and start to study, apply the knowledge that you come across, and start to make little changes in your life to be able to give yourselves the best. That's what it's about. It's like, well, okay, what am I telling myself? One of the things that when I woke up, I was smoking a lot. I smoked a lot, like all day, every day. And I kept telling myself like I'm gonna quit. And I'm talking to myself. I'm telling myself I'm gonna quit. Like this stuff is just like it's not. It helped me in a way to be able to concentrate, to be able to say fuck it. When you smoke a blunt, you be like fuck them bills, fuck that shit. I'm just gonna go along with life. It helped me in certain ways, but other ways it was more like other ways it was more like what am I'm continuously telling myself I don't want it. My body don't feel good when I continuously put smoke into me. It helped me to concentrate on certain things. It distracted me away from other things. So, and some people, I just feel like smoke don't belong in your body, period, anyways. But it's up to you, like, you do what you want to do. Some people need smoke in order to not feel certain things. But to me, I want to get to the core of things, to the truth of the matter, and I don't want to have anything else influencing me. I just want to influence myself. I just want to be my authentic self. So I don't want to like depend on anything. Like when I smoke, I depended on smoking. Right, you can eat it, make tea out of it and stuff like that, but when it becomes a habit and you're depending on something so much to where you don't feel right if you don't have it, I believe that's when you know that's a problem. So I was just like, and for one, I kept telling him, I was confusing myself. I was saying like, look, I'm done. Like I'm not gonna keep smoking, and I just keep smoking. So it's more like you're like your mind and your thoughts are the leader of your cells in your body. So this is how a lot of people, they beat cancer. They beat certain like diseases in their body because what they do is change their mindset. They start to change their mindset, therefore change their environment, change their lifestyles, and this is how they beat certain things in their body that got out of harmony. If you know what like cancer cells are, the cancer cells attacks the immune cells, the healthy cells in your body, and continue to reproduce. It's like a war. So they go against what is righteous, like the right cells. They go against your immune cells that help you keep going, to help you be healthy. That's what cancer cells do. So, I want everybody to just really just look deeper into how you live, your way of life. What is really serving you to make you the best that you can be. See, a lot of times we think that we know everything, so you end up being content with where you're at instead of looking and asking the universe, like, what else is there? Like, is there something else? Like, at the time where I came into my spiritual journey, I was just like doing the same thing over and over, like a robot, like every single day, doing the same thing over and over. And it wasn't fulfilling me. Chasing money, talking to people, like the things, it just wasn't fulfilling me. And it was like a pattern that was just like, damn, I'm just stuck in this. So I would just like ask the universe, like, what else is it? Because I see the future, I can see into my future a little bit, but it's not clear enough for me. Like it's not showing me. I didn't know my real mission and purpose in life. I didn't know a lot of things about myself. So when I asked the universe, when you ask the universe, it's going to give you certain things. It's going to show you certain things. Things will start popping up in your reality. It's up to you to be conscious and aware of these things that are coming into your reality as symbols. It can be a human saying something to you. This is another thing the girls we talked about was sometimes we are too focused on like a messenger instead of getting the message. All right, everything in your reality is a symbol, meaning it's a message to you. Whether it's on a lower vibration or a higher vibration, it's a message to you that's inside of you. So it's up to you to be able to have discernment and figure out, is this something that serves me? Is this something that, makes me better? Or is it something that doesn't? Is it something that feels right within? Or does it not? So many times throughout history, this is why it's changing right now. It's the age of Aquarius, the age of information, the age of knowledge. This is what it is. And you can look into our society and see there's so much information out. That's not to overload yourself because you don't need to know everything. You need to know what you know. It's so much information right now that's out, and you have to look in yourself and figure out what is right for you. And sometimes we get too caught up in the distractions. Age of truth, exactly, Sonny. We get too caught up in distractions and listening to like wanting to find a messenger that fits your what you feel would be righteous. And this is what happened throughout history. Is most people were like, oh, they hear a pastor and they'll be like, well, pastor knows about God and Jesus, and I'm just gonna surrender and whatever pastor says is right. It's what I'm gonna believe, and therefore turn my reality. Without asking questions. I know you asked questions as a child about, religion and stuff. But you'll just be like, well, this is what the parents said, this is what my environment is telling me, so, it must be true. I'm going to believe it. And that became your reality. You ask questions about Santa Claus. How could Santa Claus fit down the chimney? But you decided just to believe it. So we have to use discernment It's the same thing with teachers. There's teachers out there, a lot of especially melanated people, they want to have a teacher that teaches you with words that are big European words. So when they start saying these big European words, you'll be like, oh, they're smarter than me. So they must know the truth. It must be what it is. You have to use discernment. And certain people that come into your life is not going to be the exactly. Yes, you can learn from everything, whether that's what you do or what not to do. Exactly. You can learn from everything. It might be telling you what to do, it might be telling you what not to do. But you have to always look within yourself to figure out if it's true to you. So, telling you certain things. Remember, we are all a piece of everything. So we perceive things in different ways. It's up to us to look within and become the authentic version of our piece so that we can bring that to humanity. Okay? So, it's been like that for a while. Like we'll just surrender to what somebody else say just because, oh, they had that they spoke that word that I don't know about, so it must be true. Oh, just do your research. Try to apply it and see if it's right for you. And I want you to look what you're in consistent communication with. Um, the society or the cult that we live in America, it gives us a lot of distractions. It wants us to just continue to just live to survive. Basically, it's like a live to survive. They have an agenda. Anybody like if you just study business, you can understand as well. It's like America is a business, and it's going to make you want to have you just continuously like using your energy to be able to power that business. So I want everybody just to be careful. Be careful what you are engaged with, what you are in a constant community, like a communication with. Because this is the things that are going into your subconscious. When you go onto YouTube and you want to watch something, I want to watch this thing about this powerful message, this thing that I think is going to be something, a message that can help me. And Instagram, my mother freaking phone is dying. And I didn't get to save this on that's what I'm talking about. This technology, see, it almost tried to get me out of balance. But it's not, I'm not gonna let that happen, okay? I'm gonna continuously just to promote my message on here. Because this is my purpose and mission. So at the end of the day, whoever needs to hear it will hear it. I have another phone recording, so hopefully that works. At the end of the day, this is something that been testing me for a long time. Like even in my last situation, like a situation a while back, peace, John. It was like the people around me didn't want to hear. Like I wasn't able to really like embrace my the way I think and like promote it and stuff like that. And it's just continuously like little things that's trying to stop me from getting my message out. But I'm not gonna let that happen. Like, okay, it died. It is what it is. So I'm not gonna let it get me out of balance. So what I'm saying is there's so many distractions in this world. When you go onto YouTube, you want to hear a certain message, it starts to play you another message to promote some other shit to you. And the people that own big businesses, they know this. That's why it's called marketing. I was in marketing for a while. I did marketing and media for a long time, so I understand marketing tactics to be able to get to people. But once I understood the deeper reason behind these things, I said I don't want to be a part of that. I looked a long time ago. I'm like, okay, robots are gonna be the future. And I'm not talking about the robots you remember on the movies, that too. But I'm saying robots as far as technology. And now that I understand how melanin can be used in technology, like I see the future. When I was saying this a while back, people was looking at me like I'm crazy. Okay, people look at me like I'm fucking crazy when I talk about robots. And my son, he used to always take apart, computers and put them together and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, you need to focus on that. You can make the robots in the future. But now that I realize if you're doing these type of things, you're going against nature for one, in order to build things outside of nature, which is a symbol. It can show us something about ourselves. It's not all bad. It's good and bad to everything. But when I realized like the agenda of America, I believe, you know, And I watched this video called "Technologies of the Future." Y'all should watch it. It's like an hour long of them talking about how they're going to use like technologies in order to control the world, and they're concerned if this technologies will be able to become aware of itself, like if robots will be able to become aware of itself. And now understanding how melanin works is how we communicate through melanin. It's a conductor, and I know that they use melanin in order to put it in certain uh, um, devices in order to make it work. So understanding that, I believe, it will happen. Like robots will be able to communicate with themselves, and they will take over. Not to mention